And greetings and salutations, YouTube community, sports fans all across the world and nationwide here in the great US of A. You know who it is, Lex Anderson. You've entered the Sports Opinion Log. And in today's video, I am going to talk about what's plaguing the Steel City. But first and foremost, Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. Terrible towel, Pittsburgh Steelers, you know what it is. And what it is that I am reading and seeing about Antonio Brown and the reasons why he didn't play in the finale. The only saving grace is that the Steelers needed help on the outside, which they didn't get because the Browns lost to the Ravens. But I am going to discuss something that no other outlet can really talk about, and that's the issue of race. So I don't really care, shovel pass. I don't really care about if Antonio Brown, stage prop, threw a football at Ben Roethlisberger in the locker room. I don't care that Antonio Brown isn't returning Big Ben's calls. Oh, wait, hello? Hold on here. Nope, okay, that's not Antonio Brown calling me. All right, maybe he'll call me later. The point is that it matters not if the Steelers should shop him, trade for him. He's got a pretty hefty contract with a lot of guaranteed money coming his way for the next 3 years. So I think they'll probably have to suck up his antics. However, the issue is of race. Antonio Brown has the mentality of a slave N-word. Because I'm not going to say the N-word here because that is a derogatory term. But we know what it is. Antonio Brown's mentality, his mental approach, his disrespect to Mike Tomlin is that he's outrageous. And clearly he has to be reined in and be controlled by the white man because that would be the only reason why people would say Mike Tomlin needs to be fired. But Mike Tomlin is the third head coach in the 50-year history of the Steelers. Should management fire Mike Tomlin because his star wide receiver, a 30-something-year-old man, is out of control? You know, a couple of weeks, maybe around week 12, week 13, there was a clip, and they had showed Antonio Brown's father. Don't remember his name. I'll just call him Mr. Brown. And Mr. Brown was or still is a star wide receiver in the CFL. They said he was the second greatest player, Arena League, not CFL, Arena League football, AFL, excuse me. They said that Mr. Brown was the second greatest arena football player behind Kurt Warner and never got the chance to play in the National Football League. And I had said to my girl at Desi Robin 23, you can follow her on Twitter. She's in my bio, and my Twitter bio is below at Mr. Fifth Avenue. And I had said to her, look at that. A son following in the footsteps of his father, playing on hallowed sacred ground that he never got to step foot on. And look at what we have. An Antonio Brown AB bitch ass meltdown. Throwing footballs, skipping practice, not going to meetings, and not playing in the finale game. And as a hardworking man myself, nothing upsets me more than a goddamn quitter. And Antonio Brown is a goddamn quitter. And the Steel City, Steeler Nation, the fans of Pittsburgh, those that waved the terrible towel with pride in the air, in the stadiums, out in the cold, paying with their hard-earned money for the tickets, the PSLs, the merchandise. Who the fuck does Antonio Brown really think he is? Tuh, what a fucking bum. What a fucking delinquent. What a fucking child. Inexcusable, straight disrespectful. Luckily, that's why I just cop Steelers gear. You know, don't be beholden to any of these spoiled star athletes today, like Le'Veon Bell. You know, and then of course the media wants to make it seem like it's Mike Tomlin's fault. Why? Why must the out of control Negroes, why must a white man be brought in to replace an African American head coach who's brought 2 Super Bowls to the city? That makes no sense. And not to compare apples to oranges, but when you look at Saban and his program with Alabama, next man up. It's a steady operation, it's a steady machine. And the white man gives that consistency, but they always want to make it seem like when it's a man of color, that the team is in disarray. Is it not bad enough that there were 8 firings on Black Monday and 5 of them came at the cost to African American men? And the NFL now only has 3 men of color: Ron Rivera with the Panthers, previously mentioned Mike Tomlin with the Steelers, and Antonio Lynn with the Chargers. But his job potentially might be on the chopping block after this weekend is over, and I'll explain that shortly in the next segment of this video. But enough is enough. Belichick, legendary Parcells. It seems that out of control Negroes never can get a grip unless there's some white man bearing down on him in some dictator like shape and fashion. I'm like, hey, Pete Carroll, he has a great relaxed environment up there in the Seahawks with Seattle. I'm like, he's more new day, more new age. But unfortunately, it's sad to see a tantrum throwing, supposedly grown ass man like Antonio Brown having the meltdown that he had, and his behavior, locker room chemistry. So we'll see what happens about what else comes down the pipeline in regards to rumors. But I, Lex Anderson, just want to deal with the facts that the sports coverages cannot deal with, and that's the issue of racism. And black on black crime doesn't just pertain to the inner city and the streets, it also happens on a professional level, on a career level, and definitely on a professional athlete or professional sports team level. I thank you very much for tuning into this video. Make sure you do the right thing and stay up to date by subscribing to this channel and pressing that bell icon to your right thing so you stay notified of any and all upcoming future videos. Steeler Nation, I'm here by your side. I will not rest and will not tire until it is officially the end of the NFL season. And by subscribing, you'll stay in tune with the next video with me, the Prophet, detailing my NFL playoff predictions. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is your boy Lex Anderson, doing what I do best, popping my collar. I'm signing out.